There was one report that said that you had arranged to send President Musharraf a letter to be sent in the event of your death by assassination, urging him to investigate certain individuals in his government. Is that true?
Yes, it is true that I wrote to General Musharraf. I received information from General Musharraf that a friendly country had passed on to them the information that I could be attacked by a gang from the Afghan warlord Baitullah Mehsud, or by Hamza bin Laden, the son of Osama bin Laden, or by the Pakistani Taliban in Islamabad, or by a group in Karachi. The information that I could be attacked by a gang from the Afghan warlord Baitullah Mehsud, or by Hamza bin Laden, the son of Osama bin Laden.
Pakistani intelligence officials and members of Mehsud's own Taliban group are saying Mehsud is indeed dead. U.S. officials are also telling ABC News that they believe Mehsud was killed by a U.S. drone strike. Mehsud, whose back is to the camera in this rare video, is Pakistan's enemy number one, believed to be responsible for the assassination of Benazir Bhutto in 2007 and many other spectacular attacks. The U.S. had a $5 million reward on his head. Officials say when the drone struck, Mehsud was on the roof of a house with his wife, who was massaging his legs, pained by diabetes. If he is indeed dead, the Obama administration has hit one of the most significant terrorist targets in years.
Like father, like son, a new internet message of hate from the 16-year-old son of Osama bin Laden. That's Hamza bin Laden's voice over various images of his father, terror training camps, and President Bush. He's reading a poem asking for the U.S. and its allies to be destroyed. NBC's Tom Aspel is following this story live in London. So, Tom, what else from translations, what do we know that Hamza bin Laden spoke about?
Well, Monica, this video clip showing Osama bin Laden's son, Hamza bin Laden, first surfaced on a Mideast website last month. Now it's been reworked and reissued, perhaps to coincide with the 3rd anniversary of terror bombings, which killed 52 people in London 3 years ago this month. Hamza bin Laden is shown reading a poem calling for the destruction of Britain, America, France and Denmark. Oh God, reward the fighters hitting the infidels and defectors, he says, and guide the youth of the Islamic nation. Monica?
And Tom, Hamza is the youngest of Osama bin Laden's 18 sons, I believe. What else do we know about him specifically?
Well, newspapers here in Britain have branded Hamza bin Laden the Crown Prince of Terror, and say he's determined to follow in his father Osama bin Laden's footsteps. Bin Laden, as you mentioned, is about 16 years of age. He is the youngest of the 18 sons of Osama bin Laden, but very little known about him except that he's very keen on taking part in military operations. He's often shown in military fatigues and holding a weapon. Monica?
All right, Tom Aspel in London for us. Thanks for checking in, Tom.
So I sent back a letter saying that while these groups may be used, I thought it was more important to go after the people who supported them, who organized them, who could possibly be the financiers or the organizers of the finance for those groups. And I named 3 individuals who I thought were their sympathizers. Now I understand that I could be wrong and my suspicions could be misplaced. But these are the people that I suspect want to stop the restoration of democracy. They want to stop my return because they know in 1993, when Pakistan was on the brink of being declared a terrorist state, I stopped the rise of terrorism, and they know that I can do it again. So I feel that these are the forces that really want to stop not just me, but the democratic process and the will of the people from triumphing.
And in terms of these 3 people that you mentioned, were they members of or associated with the government?
Yes, well, one of them is a very key figure in security. He's a former military officer. He is someone that has had dealings with Jaish-e-Mohammed, one of the banned groups, with Maulana Azhar, who was in an Indian jail for decapitating 3 British tourists and 3 American tourists. And he also had dealings with Omar Sheikh, the man who murdered Osama bin Laden. Now I know that having dealings with people, Omar Sheikh, the man who murdered Osama bin Laden, Now I know that having dealings with people does not necessarily mean direct evidence, but I also know that internal security has totally collapsed in Pakistan, and that internal security cannot collapse without there being some blind eye, if not collusion, being turned to the rise of the militants and militancy. Not only are our tribal areas out of our control, but even the beautiful valley of Swat is now under takeover by Islamists. So I would like to see a Pak-led police inquiry assisted by Scotland Yard or the FBI come in, use their forensic and scientific explanation to find out not only the perpetrators, but the financiers and the organizers of this heinous crime that killed 158 innocent people.
And in terms
That's